Hello everyone. My name is Brittany. I am so excited to finally be dropping my first video on this page. I am an in-home daycare provider and daycare coach. I've had my business now for 5 years, and this page is simply to help aspiring entrepreneurs who are interested in starting their daycare, childcare journey, or even daycare providers who are fairly new in the game and need some assistance. Today's video is focused on providing you steps to starting an in-home daycare. Let's get started. Step number 1 is you want to have a home where you can run your business out of. If you are a homeowner, great. If you rent, there is still hope for you. What you would want is a written agreement from your landlord allowing you to operate your business out of their home. You do not want a verbal agreement just because there are many problems that can arise from just having a verbal agreement. When it's on paper, that can be used to protect you against any future liabilities that you could potentially undergo. The next step is, before you go spending any money at all, you need to be familiar and educate yourself on your state's requirements when it comes to daycare licensing. Some states do not require a daycare license. These states offer something that's called license exempt care, where you could provide care for a certain amount of children without having to have a daycare license. If you do need a daycare license, there are different requirements per state. I'm in the state of Maryland, so I can have up to 8 kids in my daycare, 2 kids under 2 years old considered infants, and the rest, 6, has to be can be toddlers. Different states have different rules pertaining childcare, capacity limits, square footage of space per child. So in Maryland, ours is 35 square feet per child. If you do live in a state where you would have to obtain a daycare license, you will have to undergo a background check, get home inspections, and also obtain your CPR and first aid training. I want to go back and backtrack to background checks. Now, this is very important. If you have a felony, unfortunately, you will not be granted a daycare license. But say if they do a background check on you and you have a parking ticket or something minor, you probably won't have any issues. So you want to be sure that this won't be a problem for you. The next thing that you want to do that I have written down is create a business plan for your program. Some things that you want to include in your outline is how many kids you want to enroll, tuition rates, monthly income goal, operating expenses, what are your overhead costs, what is it going to cost you monthly to provide groceries if you are a provider that provides meals, what is it going to cost you monthly on supplies, what is your budget for that, right? How much do you anticipate on making in your business monthly? So all things like that are good things, and of course other things to include in your business plan. I will have a future video on that, giving you more advice in detail on creating a business plan for your daycare. The next thing you want to do is form your business properly. You want to get your LLC registered. You want to obtain an EIN number. You can do this by going on the IRS website and applying for an EIN number. It's completely free of charge as well. The next thing you want is to obtain a business license. You want to make sure that you do not skip this step. You want to protect yourself and your business at all times. Things happen that we don't prepare for, we would never think would have happened. So you want to be sure that your business is covered. The next thing that is super important, this step you cannot skip, please. I see providers skip this step all the time. They end up hating their business, wanting to close their doors because they're so stressed out and overwhelmed. Do not forget to create a parent handbook that has all your policies for your parents to follow, okay? This is super important. You cannot forget this step. I'm going to reiterate that. do not forget to create your parent handbook. Some things that I have written down that you can include in your handbook is your hours of operation, your tuition and late fees, vacation and holiday schedule, your discipline policy, drop off and pickup procedures. Some daycares do not allow drop off past a certain time each morning. Clear policies, create less drama and clear expectations for your families. And I will say, whatever you put in your handbook, please follow it. If you are that provider that calls for pickup, if a child has diarrhea or vomits, enforce that. Don't say, oh, it's the first time Timmy got sick, it's okay, your kid can stay at my daycare. You have to also take into consideration you're taking care of other children as well. You do not want them getting sick. So it's your job to not only protect the other children, but you're also protecting your business as well. Your home, everything encompasses all in one. The next step that you want to do when opening up your home daycare is marketing. Some people get really tripped up on this one. There's so many different ways to market. Use your social media, whether you have Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram. What's the other one called? But I can't even think of the name right now, but there's so many different Yelp. There's a lot of different platforms that you can use, that you can utilize to market your business. One thing that I have done is I have became a part of different Facebook groups, parents looking for childcare in my city. Okay, I've gotten my business registered on Google. When parents go on Google and they type in daycares in their area, my daycare pops up. That's super important. Most of my families have found me on Google and also word of mouth, and I've found families on Facebook, or they found me on Facebook as well. The last thing I have for you today is when you start taking children and you start enrolling in your program, please do not enroll without contracts. This protects you, it protects your business, and it also provides clear expectations between you and families. Before we go, the last thing I have to say today is I have one tip for you today, and that is to stay organized. When you stay organized, it will help the flow of things be easier for you. I do have a mentorship program where I help business owners start their business, run their business. I create monthly curriculums, including lesson plans that I provide all of my students just to make their lives easier. If you are interested in signing up, the link will be in the description of this video. Until next time.